365 Space Media. That's Kwanzaa 365 Space Media.
Yes.
Hey, we are live, y'all.
Oh, we are? Oh shit, cool. That's good.
Yes.
So give us a second, family. We're gonna go to we're doing the preload right now.
Bring me some squares, that'd be great, cause I ain't got none. I thought my son would come by and drop me off a couple cigarettes today, but he has not.
Don't put on the second thing so that we got a couple of seconds to let them start coming in.
I'm going to do that. You know what? Would you
listen, Linda.
I will do that.
Linda, listen.
Oh my God, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to do
God damn it.
with you. I'm not.
Every day we gotta argue like we're an old married couple. Stop it.
I finished what I was saying, and
what
then
was you saying?
I don't know now, because you done fucked up my concentration.
Oh, you always blaming me for something.
You know when to shut the fuck up sometimes.
Oh my God, how you go?
Oh God, help me. So anyway, what was
help you?
Anyway,
Lord help me. I got the quit shirt on, nigga. I need some help. God damn.
Anyway, I forgot what the hell I was saying, but
Jesus keep me near the cross. Say,
please stop. Please stop.
You know you're gonna buy my album when it comes out. Stop
no,
playing.
I'm not. I'm gonna kill you before the album even comes the fuck out. I'm gonna probably kill you first.
You can't say that on. So now we're about to get blocked again because she threatening people.
Damn.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
God damn, nigga, you ain't never been let out the house before, nigga. You don't get out much.
Not at all.
I could tell.
I'm over 50. I don't go out.
Anyway, y'all, we about to get started.
Ow.
I just, oh my God, if I can make it through this hour, because I might have to cut this shit off early, because this nigga is working me already, and we ain't only been. You know what? Give me the glasses.
Give me the glasses so I can see
clear. I'm walking the fuck up out of here because this nigga is working.
You can't quit your show. I quit your show. That's my thing. I'm trying, Lord.
He about to be banned.
I'm trying, Lord.
Cut off from.
I am trying. I am trying, Lord. Help me.
All right, y'all. We're gonna do the countdown. We will do the countdown, and then we're gonna be right back at you.
Right back.
That's fucked up.
Hey everyone, we are back. Thanks for joining us. Let me just tell you this: Facebook is giving us some problems. If you're viewing this, you're probably viewing it on my Facebook page because we can't do it from Giame Journey Media at the moment. However, if you're going to do any commenting or conversing with us, please join us on YouTube at Kwanzaa 365 Space Media. That's Kwanzaa, KWANZAA 365 Space Media. You can join us there, and you'll be able to catch us live there. Any comments or anything you make there, we'll be able to see the comments. Oh shit, we'll be able to see them there. So, because I could, if you comment on my Facebook, I'm not gonna be able to see it. So your best bet right now is to go over to YouTube, and I'll try to put that in the.
I'm about to post it up.
Chat.
Thing real quick.
Right? Can I put this in the chat?
Everything is moving slow, but we're going to make it happen, family.
Making it happen. Just like we said.
Rita C. Nelson. Let's see.
Kwanzaa 365 Space Media on YouTube.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, thanks for joining us. So today,
I can't post it on your page.
I don't know what you can do. But what I was going to talk about, just starting out, just some current things that are going on, and I just wanted to get to it with Meghan Markle. Did y'all see any of the interview with her and Oprah Winfrey?
I need to.
I seen clips of it. What did you see, Illumina? What you got to say?
The whole thing.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
So what give us a commentary, shit.
Okay, so Oprah, she was asking if Meghan was on first. And she was asking Meghan a lot of questions for it, like some of the stuff like how was it on the ranch? I'm calling the ranch the place
the palace or whatever.
The palace wherever they was living at.
Okay.
And Meghan was saying that I'm just gonna fast forward. Meghan was saying that she felt like killing herself.
What?
Wow.
Because they asked her, in other words, she had to stay indoors. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't leave out.
They didn't want her to go out?
Damn.
They didn't want nobody to see there was a nigga going in and out that motherfucker?
Well, yeah, you're right about
Not
that.
the English people. They're so civilized.
Yes. She wanted to go out with her friends, and they said the committee, what they call it, the institution. The institution said that won't be a good idea. No, you can't go. You know what I'm saying? So they took all of their they didn't give them no security anymore. You know what I'm saying?
And this is before they detached themselves from the royal.
Wow,
they took the security away.
You know,
they was hoping somebody killed that nigga bitch. Like, we just take the security away. Maybe somebody
Don't need no security.
That
Don't need no security.
Because
Because she black and she ghetto.
She was getting threats, when she married him.
Maybe so.
Just from the general public.
Yeah.
I see the thing where they said, guess what kind of ring was it? What kind of ring that the prince bought her? It was a chicken nugget.
But my only thing,
a diamond nugget.
Stop playing.
So they was really on some racist shit with her.
But my only thing is this here. She said that she didn't know that it was like this in the what again? In the
England?
palace, inside the royal palace.
She said she didn't know they were racist?
What?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my God. So she was hiding under a rock for her whole life.
Man, all of her damn days she was hiding under a rock. So you know what I say? She got mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Because her mental illness is that it ain't like she's 16. It ain't like she's 15. It ain't like she's 14. Her parents and them, is not taking care of her now. She's a grown woman. She may be 36. What I do know, excuse me, what I do know is that she's older than him. And
she's been on this earth long enough to experience racism and know what it is.
Racism and not only that, she's old enough to know that inside all people of royalty, they're trying to keep it as pure as it possibly can. So her little son, his name is Archie.
Archie.
They said that the institution said that he can't be the next king or whatever he's gonna be.
Yeah, he can't be an heir to the throne.
Well, he could, but they don't know what color he gonna be.
That's the part I heard.
So when you don't know what color somebody gonna be, and it ain't like that shit was written 100,000 years ago, right? That shit had just got written.
And I see Oprah's face because she was like,
the queen is a friend of mine.
You're like, I'm like, yeah, so that means they got something against you, darky. Because you darker than Meghan right now. Right. So they was worried about, what the hell the baby was going to look like as far as complexion. You can imagine the shit they probably said about your ass. But the thing about it is they really was upset about all jokes aside, is they, like Lula said, they got to keep that blood pure. But I don't know. Maybe she ain't never read a book about them motherfuckers.
Maybe.
And, you know, maybe.
I mean, that's definitely possible.
Because a lot of people may not know the full function of the royal family. If you buy propaganda, we talked about last week, everybody love everybody.
No, she just want to be in that damn white world and went in that motherfucking white world, not knowing what white people act like she didn't know what white people do. I don't understand. I don't know what the rest you want the black community to feel sorry for your black ass. You see what I'm saying? And you done already dismissed us, you know, because you didn't ask us. Should you marry him? You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know, look, even the Rothschilds, way back in the 1800s, they were marrying their brothers and sisters, children, and all that kind of stuff to keep it pure, so the outside world won't get that money. You think they want the outside world to get that money they got? Hell to the no.
They didn't. But I don't think that. I think that there may have been some naivete involved in her going forward. You got some people out here that really think like, oh, they like me. They're gonna like me because the son loves me. Right. So they're not, and I'm light as fuck, so I can pass off sometime, and so it shouldn't be an issue.
Oprah asked Harry about the question about the racism. You know what Harry said?
What?
Harry said that he's not releasing none of that information on who said it and where it comes from. But he also said that his brother William, his father, what his name is? Charles, all of them are locked into this thing that, they're comfortable where they are. You know what I'm saying? They're comfortable being like that because this is all they used to. You know what I'm saying?
When you say comfortable where they are, you're saying they're comfortable within where they are mentally?
In their surroundings, whatever they got to do. He said that, they are the ones who are making sure that the media doesn't say anything bad about them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, fuck them and everybody they know. But But for anybody who wearing,
and this is the queen sitting in her seat. Show them your seat, baby. Let them know she got the leopard skin seat.
And if anybody who's thinking about marrying into the white world, if you're black, it may not be to that level, but I'd be damned if you want to experience it in some level or another. You know what I'm saying? So be careful and don't go in there acting like you don't know.
At least there's a possibility that they're gonna be like, it's a strong possibility that they're gonna be like, I don't like you, this situation. They be racist. They may be racist. They may be concerned with, your baby coming out. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you this too. All bullshit aside, I've even heard that conversation with white women who are married to black women, where the white girl be like, they don't want the baby to come out too dark.
What? Yeah.
Even they in a relationship with a darker skinned brother. But they like, oh, I hope my baby don't come out dark skinned with nappy hair. So, and that's...
Stop playing. You serious?
You done heard white girls say that.
I don't talk to a lot of white girls like that.
I was in the military with a black dude. His sister married a white dude, and she refused to have children because she didn't want him to get any kind of effect that maybe the kid may come out dark.
Damn.
Because his mother and them, who was kind of like, I guess you can call it like upper society or something, didn't want to have nothing to do with that kind of stuff. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And she really was. The brother told me his sister was so fair complected that she actually, had a lot of white resemblance in her complexion.
Okay.
But she refused to have a baby for that dude.
Because the dude was darker?
The dude was white. She black.
So she was scared that the baby would come out.
So she was scared he was going to... Okay. Because she was light-skinned.
Yeah.
She had a fear that the baby would pull from another genes in the family.
Right.
And
which it was, because that our shit is up in there.
Yeah.
So I like it. Goddamn.
Oh my God, can y'all hear us?
Damn, y'all.
Can we hear? Oh yeah, they can hear us.
They can hear us?
But
You
yeah.
want to bring the mic?
I don't know. As long as they can hear us good, I think
bring
we're
the
good.
mic anyways. You know what I'm saying? Just in case you can't.
But they can hear it because you can see the thing going up.
Yeah,
and they
it's
can
going
hear
up and
us.
down, but it ain't going to be as clear as it usually is.
Okay. I'm
'Cause
sorry
you
because
you got top grade
hold
equipment.
on a second. Because this was cutting off my stuff in class when I was recording stuff in class, so I had to disconnect it. So I hope it even works now that you do connect it because I had to change some of the settings.
You have to go in and change the mic.
So we have a lot of things going on. You know what I'm saying? That's going
Can you
on.
hear me? Okay, it's working. It says it's working.
Yeah.
All right, go to settings. Go to settings.
It says it's working.
That don't mean that's the mic.
Where are we at? Where at?
The gears on the.
Sorry, y'all. Well, here we go. What do you want me to do?
Right there. Click that. It's the HD. It's the camera.
That's the camera. We don't want to do nothing with the camera. We're doing something with a microphone. So why are you fucking with the camera?
Okay. Why you keep on?
I
asked you to do it. I asked you to do it. Do it. Find the mic. Find the mic.
Okay, y'all. Just give us a second. So the audio output
They're right
says
there.
that.
No,
That's the output.
audio input.
And the input says default.
All right, microphone.
What's this microphone
Yeti.
called? Yeti.
No, you say I'm having.
All right. So we back. All right. Yeah. Okay.
You gotta share that. Share screen.
We're gonna share screen right here.
Right. And you're gonna share Chrome tab.
So yeah, we got a treat for y'all this evening. We want to show you when the young folks is doing stuff in the community, we definitely want to share it. So what we need to do is definitely support our young folks and the things they do in the community. So my grandson, he is a member of a group called the Bold Brothers in the community, and he recently had to do a piece about police brutality, and it had to be a short 3-minute piece, and I'm going to play that for y'all. And if you want to check us out, please make sure you go to you can go to Kwanzaa 365 Space Media on YouTube, and then I'll be able to see your comments and stuff, because I can't see any comments from my Facebook page. So if you have any comments or anything you want to make, you make sure you let me know. Go to Hello Paul Dorsey, Kenny Jackson. He put, after years of inbreeding, they need black blood to regenerate their family tree.
Damn.
You know, well, he's gone now. Peace and happiness, family. Yeah, I wish I'd have caught you for some Kwanzaa 365 Space Media on YouTube, and that way, you know, I can still see your comments and that you make or what have you. So anyway, we're back on it. We dropping. But I'm gonna give you this.
Now, but hold on. Before she play this, I want y'all to understand. Now, we're going to stream her grandson, and she has given us permission to stream this young man. It's not a live stream. Now, this is what's possibly gonna happen. Family, we're gonna stream this wise young man who's gonna drop this knowledge. Now, what's going to happen is there's a possibility they're going to block another one of our channels because we stress working with our young folks. I just want y'all to understand the type of shit that we have to deal with, right? Because we have been blocked on all these other places because a majority of it is that they consider us streaming these young people, even though this shit is pre-recorded. It's crazy as fuck. So this is what we're
So like
do.
I said, if you go to YouTube, y'all see your comments. You can also view us on YouTube at Kwanzaa 365 Space Media. Otherwise, or you can go to Twitch, but I can't see your comments. Can't post messages to some channels. Learn more. So we'll just check that out next week. But Facebook has us blocked from certain types of things. So here is this is Levon Cobb, and this is his short 3-minute excerpt on police brutality. Let me see if I can get this to work for y'all. Okay, so how do I get it to play? I gotta go back over here and play it.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Play. Yeah, they can see it. You just go back to our channel.
I'm Levon Cobb IV.
Oh, you gotta send it. That's brilliant.
Let me tell you about myself. I am the son of my incredible father, Levon Cobb III, and my awesome mother, Kiana Smith. From my father and mother, I get my warrior spirit, creativity, and intelligence.
Go ahead.
I attend at Columbus Preparatory in 8th grade, and I am 14 years old. I get good grades in school. I play on the drum line. I'm a thespian, and I aspire and will be one of the greatest criminal attorneys in history. When you get behind the wheel, or you're in the car with your parents, you ever fear for your life? Not because an accident may happen, but because of the police. I'm here to speak on police brutality. I know you've been followed by a police security officer in a store. You ever question if you're going to make it out of the store alive? African-American male John Crawford was shot in Beaver Creek, Ohio for walking around a Walmart store with a BB gun. A BB gun he got off the shelf at the store. He had not pointed the gun at anyone. A customer calls the police, and in a matter of minutes, the police arrive. Almost instantly, they shot John Crawford. Of course, we're all aware of what happened to African-American male George Floyd at the hands of a rogue police officer. Choked to death as he pleaded for his life. The 46-year-old man was calling for his mother, and in 8 minutes and 46 seconds, America witnessed a modern-day lynching. Police brutality causes stress, anxiety, fear, and depression. This is because many times, Black men feel they are being hunted by police officers. As James Baldwin said, to be Black in America is to be in a state of rage almost all the time. I know my speech may sound kind of harsh, but police brutality is harsh. So what's the solution to police brutality? The only solution to this is accountability. Until a person is held accountable for their actions, or there are some repercussions behind them, they will continue to repeat the behavior. Our elected officials and our community needs to stand together and make accountability happen. At this point now, I'm going to leave you with the wise words of my elder, Malcolm X, also known as El-Haj Malik.
Sounding words. We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary. We want equality by any means necessary.
Thank you.
All right.
Shout out to Robert Ford for his fabulous
That's
presentation.
what I'm saying. Hey, that's
Don't look for him because he's going to be making trays, a trailblazer.
Right.
He's a trailblazer.
For by the time he's 21, we will have him in city council, and we're going to be running him for mayor soon after that. So y'all get ready.
Get ready.
Y'all think somebody playing? Y'all think somebody playing when we talk about nation building? We serious. This real talk here.
So let's get to the mental illness in the Black community.
Mental ill. Oh God.
Do we ignore mental illness in the Black community? Is it a thing in the Black community? or some people just crazy as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some people just, their mental illness and crazy is kind of like mental illness being, you know, you got some chemical imbalances going on maybe or something. But some people just, I don't know if it's crazy is the good word for it, but some people are just, like, you ever dated a crazy girlfriend? You ever had a crazy girlfriend or a crazy friend?
Well, I had an episode that happened to me in the Kroger store.
Okay, what happened in the Kroger store?
Okay, in the Kroger store, I was I had got what I wanted, and I was in the self checkout line.
Okay.
And this sister, who I guess she didn't want to stand in line, so she decided that she was going to move to see if she could find an empty checkout so she can go to.
Okay.
So I said to her, I said, the line is behind me.
Right. Got you.
Man, what did I say that for?
Oh, no. What'd she do?
Man, she like, everybody trying to get in front of you. All you had to do is tell me, you know, that the line started, you know, behind you, and I didn't feel like doing all that walking anyway. I said, well, sister, look, you can do whatever you want to do, but you can't get in front of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she kept on talking. I said, you can do it. And she had got behind me then, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she continued to talk about she didn't want to get behind me, and she got behind me already, and I ain't have to say all of what I say. I just said one thing. The line started behind me, and she thought I said a whole bunch of shit.
She acted like you said, fuck her parents and your kids.
Look, that bitch was mentally ill. She was mentally ill, man.
And that could be.
She was mad. She was mad because of what? You know what I'm saying?
And I think we deal with a lot of mental illness in our community. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't
Even
know me.
some mental illnesses.
She didn't know me.
And you know, you could have went upside her motherfucking head. But
with a watermelon.
You got a watermelon?
No, I ain't had none, but I could have went over there and got one. I was so close to him.
But you know, I don't know why she.
Go ahead.
You know, sometimes even I think mental illness in our community is would you call that mental illness what she displayed?
Yeah, I would because that's an overreaction.
Yeah. She
went manic on the right.
Like,
she went
for
overboard.
lack of a better word.
I'm
right.
just because because coming from where I come from, as far as looking at reality, we have to call it mental illness because of where we are. We have to understand that anybody that's dealing, as your grandson said, to be black in America is to be in a constant state of rage. He quoted, who he quoted? James Baldwin. We're in a constant state of rage. And the only way that we can express that rage is, unfortunately, at each other, because that's the safest place that we can express it. One of the things that we get to experience at Simba Camp is that we get to experience the rage by allowing our young people to release the rage. That we do the same thing at our camps with the pain fire. That's what we call it, the pain fire, because it's not necessarily a mental illness. It's not having a safe place where you can release some of the pain that you experience from some of the shit that you can't put words to.
So it's because she just sounded, she had a big ego and she felt embarrassed, so she went to fuck off. That's what it sounded like to me.
Well, I'm just going. I would challenge that because I'm like,
sure you would.
Yeah.
But
I'm about to quit. God damn it.
But I would put her in. Bitch, you crazy as fuck. That's what I put her in the category.
I'm just saying because
crazy as fuck. Going off of it. But and then there's also the scenario like some mental illnesses are triggered through like drug use and things like that, or deaths in the family or what have you. There's different things that may show like a mental illness. I remember my great grandmother. I think she was. I don't know if this is mental illness or crazy as fuck, but she. I got an uncle that's he was dead, rest in peace, but he's a midget, right? And my grandmother, my great grandmother didn't like him so much. It was her husband's brother. She wasn't crazy about her brother-in-law, the midget. So she would like put dookie in his food,
Stop playing.
or like maybe like she would act like she was gonna give him pudding, and it would be shit.
Stop playing.
Yeah. So was my great grandmother mentally ill, or she was just crazy as fuck?
She was mentally ill too. You know what I'm saying?
But
So you think
for you to do stuff like that to people for no cause and no reason, you know.
there is a cause and a reason.
She didn't like him.
What is it?
The cause and the reason is because
he short?
we have
Shit. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And you don't like short people?
no, it ain't that it's short, but it's like there's a sense of safety there. Listen,
What you mean, sense of safety?
What?
Because she did the
No,
shit
no,
because she didn't like
We're
him.
talking about mental illness.
we're talking about mental illness, but we got to look at the roots of mental illness when we talk about it as black folk.
Well, we ain't got there yet.
Everybody
All right,
don't, but everybody don't have mental. Some people are just crazy as fuck, or mean spirited, or what
Now,
have you. And then
that's
some
different
people,
than crazy. Now that's
okay,
a whole
well,
other show.
okay.
But when you mean spirited for no reason,
Like when you be threatening me
then
on
you
the show.
got to ask yourself, well, why I'm acting like this?
Yeah, but her reason was just because she ain't like him.
She ain't like her. He
But-
might have
but
been
then-
cruel to her.
But then he doing it.
No, he wasn't.
I'm assuming that
We all live in the
if
same
nobody does anything to you, and you know, like, okay, so for example, sometimes we could be in a room, right?
Mhm.
And a person may walk into the room,
Okay.
and our first notion is that, look at the motherfucker. I don't even like that motherfucker. Now,
Right.
what kind of shit is that?
Right.
For you to not like somebody,
How you gonna be wearing African fabric and ask what type of shit is that?
what I'm
That's
saying.
called vibration.
But what I'm
We
saying,
all know there's
No,
negative
no.
motherfuckers that can walk in the room and you can feel a certain way about that. I just don't like this motherfucker.
you're not supposed to be acting like that.
Oh my
You're
God.
not supposed to be acting like
Oh,
that.
my God.
You know, because that's not a part of us coming together.
Oh,
Look, that's a part of us staying separate. The
See,
motherfucker
but-
ain't did nothing to
But
you.
I think
the motherfucker may
there's
jump in front of you.
There's
The
two
person who you
separate.
saying that don't like you may jump in front of a car for you.
may, but the motherfucker may also give you pudding with shit in it. Now,
You know, may jump in front of a car to protect you, to save you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think with Illuminati, listen, you two are talking about two things that exist at the same time.
that's the paradox that we
Both
live
things
in.
do exist. Some people you do have that vibe and you need to pay attention to.
You need
Other
to.
people, when they do, I don't like that motherfucker over there.
Just
you know,
because.
it's just be out of envy and jealousy.
That's true.
You
and
know
if you
what
got
I'm saying?
envy and jealousy for no reason, then something going on with you up in here.
No, all right.
For no reason. But
Well, hold on, we
if
can't-
somebody gave you a reason, then you can say that's why they're
But
wrong.
Lumala, you're jumping past all the spiritual shit that you've been pushing in your books.
Well, what I'm saying
You're
is,
jumping past, he's jumping past all that shit.
No.
No,
We
yeah,
have-
we're just
talking
talking
about-
about is it mental illness or not. He didn't say that something didn't cause it, but he's just acknowledging that there's something wrong here that may be mental in this motherfucker.
In
Now
other
we
words,
know that it
in other
comes
words,
from
if you
something.
teach your 3-year-old child, right, your 3-year-old daughter, to shake it like this here and all that kind of stuff, you know, I think that's a form of mental illness at 3 years old. Because guess what?
What?
You don't know if they got a pervert sitting around there looking at that. You know what I'm saying? So you need to keep your 3-year-old daughter on some kind of low. You know
I
what I'm
dig
saying?
that.
Instead of teaching
I
them that kind of stuff.
Right. So you're teaching them appropriateness,
But I'm saying,
appropriateness of behavior. There's a place and time for everything, and there's certain things that you should be able to do at certain ages, and certain things that you should not be able to do at certain ages because you might not be as perceptive on vibes. Now, all of us have been sitting in a room when individuals have been able to walk in the room, and we might not even know this individual, but we know something is off.
Yes, we need
Now,
to acknowledge
is that means I got a mental illness?
No, we said
No.
that those. I just told your ass that's different than what he's talking about.
well, you know what? If you're a pervert, you got mental illness.
That's true.
Yeah,
I
but,
agree.
yeah, we know
You
that
got,
about
you got a
perverts.
mental illness. And if you teaching
I
your
might be
children,
low.
and if you teaching your young children, you know,
Tell
adult
me something,
behavior,
nigga.
if you're teaching your 3-year-old child adult behavior, you know, then something's wrong with you here too.
Now,
But yeah, and sometimes that is that mental illness, or is it just? I think that is possibly just wrong teachings.
now,
You know what
and-
I'm saying? Because I think a lot of times with mental illness, some times it can be confused with someone just having the wrong teachings, because some mental illness sometimes, especially if it's a chemical imbalance in your fucking brain, the behavior does not stop unless there's some type of change that is made. Some people are just mentally ill and they're going to be that way. And I think sometimes people, when you see a person display a certain behavior, the behavior, that's what I mean by crazy as fuck. The behavior may be crazy, but they themselves may not be mentally ill, and they will be able to change that behavior without medication or anything. That's a big difference than a person who has a mental illness, and they're not going to change that shit no matter what the fuck you say to them, and without having some type of professional help or medication.
And I think you're correct, but I do think they got different stages of mental illnesses. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You got the psycho mental illness.
People who see shit.
But you got the psycho mental illness, and then you also just got this behavioral mental illness.
Is that a mental illness, or is that a result of what they've been raised in?
Right.
That too, because that came from something.
See, but what I'm saying is, because a lot of times some of the things that we look at as mental illness because of the culture we have been brought in is looked at as crazy.
No. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about
it. Let me finish.
I ain't talking about if the culture that you brought up in. See, go ahead, finish.
Because I just ran into a quote recently that I've been quoting for the last couple of days. It says that when ignorance kills culture,
we got trauma and grief that we've have not processed. That's right, Christine.
A lot of that.
And that may be the problem. Instead of quote unquote a chemical imbalance, you have trauma that has manifested itself in what we would call crazy behavior.
I would challenge and say that it's not the individual that has a trauma that we have not processed. I would say that it's a group that has a trauma that has not been processed.
Okay, well that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Because we as a group, we have trauma that have not been processed, and it has translated into cultural norms that are not healthy for us. It does not work for us.
Look, because there's a difference. For example, somebody seeing something coming out the bag. Remember the guy you?
Yeah. Well, he just.
You have to tell the audience what
he was
you're
crazy
talking about. Okay,
but he hadn't always been that way.
Illness.
Back and forward. To his life. When he was in penitentiary, somebody said, and I didn't see this.
Okay.
So for somebody to say that his last time he went to penitentiary, right?
Okay.
And Angola State Penitentiary is a little bit different from all the other damn penitentiaries. But what happens is that, they want you to work on their phone. And he told them, I ain't working.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he was acting like he was crazy. So he was giving him these pills and stuff, from what I understand.
Okay.
And then he started eating his own manure.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? So but the person that I know of,
was he crazy?
Wasn't that way.
Right.
Even when he was like, I'm the Hulk.
Well, that's two different people.
Okay, okay.
That's two different people. But the person that I knew later on, you see what I'm saying? Who said, you got men coming out that bag, get back. Okay, so.
Wait, what type of men come out? You gotta be more specific. Because I'm confused. Our audience don't understand. Okay. Right, so you said men coming out of the bag. Please explain what the fuck you're talking about.
So we was on the corner, right?
Okay.
I'm in New Orleans, and we was on the corner, and we was standing around, and he was standing off. The brother was standing off to the side.
Okay.
Okay, but he was still close enough to the group, and they had a brown paper bag,
like that you hold a bottle of liquor in.
That you would probably hold a bottle of liquor in.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A paper bag that small.
All right.
And he said, out of nowhere.
What did he say?
Get back, y'all. Get back. the men are coming out of the bag. You know what I'm saying?
That's it now, funny.
You know,
But I'm laughing.
but
I'm sorry.
you know, of course, over the years he had
So,
become
well, did you get back? I mean, what do you?
mentally insane. Hey, you look at the bag. What the fuck you gonna do? You don't see no damn men coming out of no damn
It's a
bag.
possibility.
I mean,
No.
he might have saw it. He might have saw it. But when I look at the bag, I ain't see no men
You
coming
didn't see no
out.
man coming out.
You know, so I didn't even pay attention to him.
So you ignored him.
I didn't
He
ignore
needed
it,
help.
but I didn't ignore it. But when he said the men coming out the bag, I looked at the bag, right?
Okay.
And I said like, okay,
Well, I got to ask you if you crazy. What the fuck you looking at the bag for
Like
men to
men
come out?
because I wanted to give my attention to him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm trying
So
to-
then you
So he's
ignored
trying
him.
to work with him.
And then after
You
that,
trying to work
and then
with
after
it.
that, you know,
You
I'm like,
just divorced
shit, man.
yourself
But matter
from
of fact, I'm out of here.
Okay,
Okay.
yo, just in case.
Yeah.
So
You know what I'm saying?
no. So that's what. And that right there is mental illness. And
That's mental illness.
And did you say has he always been that way?
He hadn't always been that way. You know,
Okay.
he hadn't always been that way.
Right. There's
You know what
something
I'm
else.
saying?
There's something
I mean,
else coming to the surface.
Somebody said that even before he passed away,
Mm-hmm.
his mother had died, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
And
Trauma.
I'm not, and I ain't talking about no trauma with his mental head. I don't think the trauma had nothing to do with his mental illness.
That can help. That could be.
I'm
Okay,
saying
then
that I don't
trigger
think
it.
the trauma had not his mother. What I'm saying is that I don't think that the trauma that happened with his mother, you know, had anything to do with preparing him for his mental illness. But what I will say is this here, is that when his mother died,
Mhm.
he wasn't that way.
Right.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So he probably went in
But-
the penitentiary.
But when he was getting ready to sell the house, because I guess he felt like something was going to go wrong with him, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
He made sure that the house was in his daughter's name,
Right.
And he, you know, and his
so
daughter.
see,
and
so
when-
this
when-
is the thing
when
when
he died, the daughter got the house.
hmm
You see what I'm saying? And then the daughter sold
So
the
he
house.
protected his legacy.
But
Before-
the crazy motherfucker needs some help.
Yeah.
That's the point of
The nigga
it.
needs
Now, but the
nigga needed some help.
the
He needed
issue.
some help, and
but
now you know he was in a community that a lot of times when it comes to we kind of don't recommend, and I'm very leery about going to Western doctors about a lot of shit, including that mental illness situations. But if you can find you one that's solid, some people need to go see somebody about their mental illness so that when they can, you stop seeing people coming out of bags.
Now, I'm going to say, because now a lot of people have the same issues that you have with Western medicine, because we already know how it's been set against us,
Right.
which makes it dealing in the system that we are dealing with. It's kind of hard for people who are constantly being worn down by all aspects of life to really know that they're slipping off into this realm.
But some people
It
are
might be a no
some
money
people.
problem.
But this is
Huh?
the
It might
thing.
be a no
But
finance
sometimes I think, and
They're
we're
about
talking about
finance.
onset or cause mental illness that may be caused by your environment. But what about the people who are just fucking born with mental illness? They've been nuts from the beginning, and people in the community just be like, oh, that's High Tim. Y'all know that motherfucker crazy.
You ain't got
Poor High Tim. And then High Tim been running
I've been
around,
self-medicated
you
for a
know
long
what I'm
time.
saying, eating, bad shit or
I
whatever.
ain't never ate no
And
bad
ain't
shit.
nobody even really said he needed no help. He in school, turning the fuck out of school, biting students, biting
By
teachers. You know
biting
what I'm
pencils.
saying? This shit continues until he's an adult and he doesn't get any fucking help, okay, along the way. They might say that he is mentally retarded at some point, or what's the word they use for that now? I don't think it's that, but
CHHAD or something like that.
Mentally challenged.
mentally challenged or special needs or what
Special
have
needs,
you,
right.
and they'll put him in that category and get that extra money. You know what I'm saying? But no one is offering any type of assistance on
Right.
his mental illness. So by the time this motherfucker done turned 18, he done got a juvenile fucking record, and he going off to the penitentiary, and he really needed help with his mental illness that was displayed early on.
Now, also, we got
And that's
the way.
what I'm talking about when I talk about how we ignore mental illness sometimes in our community.
And also, we got to take it to the other end because we have a group that goes to the penitentiary. We also have a group that are very, very bright and end up in college. And what we don't have is we don't have a mental health component necessarily in our culture that can go on and address some of these issues, because the same issue that you had, I had with several people in college. I was sitting in the classroom one time, and a young lady had a mental breakdown in the college, in college. And I was the only black man in the class. She was the only black girl in the class. She had a mental breakdown, and I had to make sure that she got back to her dorm.
So
safely.
what did the breakdown look like? God damn,
The
y'all
breakdown.
cannot
Well,
be
hold on. Well, time out.
He gonna see all these videos like, I thought you were smart.
I thought she didn't smoke either.
Yeah, that's
Throw another one. Throw another one, Red.
I'm not worried about that.
Look at that. Mental illness. Look at that. But anyway.
That's bad for you. He just stopped smoking.
But anyway. So what it looked like was we would have we was having a conversation about different religions, and she got into the conversation, and she took over the conversation. At first, it was a very relevant point, but then it got so deep
You just
in the
spit
classroom.
motherfucker.
It's a spit of love. It's a spit of love.
Go ahead.
Let me put on my glasses so I can see what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah, see what you spitting, because you spitting.
I couldn't see
Let
the
me
spit.
see.
I couldn't see the spit. Calm down, nigga. Now you spitting.
I ain't spitting on you, though.
You spitting on the screen. But anyway, the conversation went from we're talking about an African religion to where she brought it all the way around to where she was the greatest thing and she was the goddess of the universe, which in the proper context would make sense. But in this context, it didn't make sense. She wasn't making sense anymore. She thought she was making sense, and she kept talking and she kept talking. And I could see what was going on, and I could see other people around the room seeing what was going on. And they started
You're the only two black people in there?
Well, two black people in there, and I could see motherfuckers licking their chops. I'm gonna get this broad in the room by herself. So I went and made sure she made it to where she was going safely.
And you got something.
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
and you got
See,
something, didn't
no,
you?
no,
Yeah,
I don't. That for me, this is the issue. I'm a guardian of my people.
That's right.
I want, if I'm gonna get some pussy, and this the honest to God truth, I'm gonna get some pussy. I want to make sure it's in the right mind, and I want to make sure that it's
So
something
you ain't
that I
never had
deserve.
sex with a crazy person?
Never had sex with a crazy person. I never take. My issue is not that I know of. Now I have smoked a lot of weed and did a lot of drinking in my lifetime, but I'm saying this: my goal is to be a guardian of my people. So regardless of where you are, I'm gonna try to make sure you get safe. My resume has carried me through, and people could speak on that shit. This is the point. I wanted to make sure she got to where she was going safely because she was talking nonsensically. I'll give you another story.
Did you talk to her and say you need some help? That's what we got to start doing, people. We got to start telling motherfuckers, you need to see somebody or talk to somebody. It doesn't have to be a professional.
Let me put on my glasses so I can see what Navita's saying, and that's some bullshit. Now, when they are in a manic state like that, that is not
during the state.
Right. Now after that I didn't see her no more because she disappeared. I give you water. She disappeared. Now I give you another example.
Give us another example, Brother Hatim.
And bring me one too, man. I don't want no grapefruit though.
All right, what color is the grapefruit, Navita?
Like a peach color or something.
All right, I got you a red one. I got him a lime.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so, hey, get that. I don't want that on we because no free commercials here.
Go ahead.
But now, and this is what I mean, because we have individuals because we got those are outliers. We had an outlier that goes to prison. We also had outliers that are very, very sharp and they could fit in all the way until the snap happens. I had a brother that would go through. God damn.
Sorry, y'all.
Don't worry about it.
What was I talking
You
about?
said you had a brother.
Outliers.
I had a brother that would go so deep with his information. He would sit up for days. He possibly would read 20 books. You know what I'm saying? And his brother was smarter than the motherfucker. But when the chemical imbalance hit, he would talk. And he would talk and he would talk. I mean, and just how you know they're going into it. And he would talk shit about time travel. He would go from African history to time travel to quantum physics to personal relationships. And he would be the center of the universe.
I know some motherfuckers like that too, but I don't want to be around them motherfucking ass.
See, but this is the issue. These are our people, and what we have to understand with what we're talking about as far as culture, these are going to be a lot of people that are attracted to what we do.
Yeah.
Because we do attract some crazy.
We attract some crazy motherfuckers. I mean, you call them crazy, but what it is people that's looking at the world.
Paul
and it's
Dorsey
not.
says some people are just
Go ahead.
crazy, but they blame it on mental illness.
Some people are just.
Some people are
crazy.
mean as fuck. Nicole Adams says some people are just mean as fuck.
Now, mean, and
but
what I'm
listen.
talking about is different. I'm just saying.
Some people, yeah, they be like, I can't help it. I just gotta say this, and like they can't help it, and they can help it. They
Right.
just mean as fuck. They ain't. Well, that's why I call for you crazy.
And
You just-
That's a
Or-
form. I still think that's a form of mental illness.
Well, I
right?
mean,
Because-
we could
because
label
when
it as that, but it's like, where do we have safe
But some
spaces?
people who are mentally ill, they don't even know it. Sometimes
They don't. Most people who are going through an episode don't even realize it.
they got
This is why I went, like, for
That's
example,
why I
one of
wanted
the things,
my
Brother
cousin
Kwame,
Nicole A.F. maybe to come on one time and talk about that because she works with mentally ill people and she's a counselor for people like that, and we need to address that in our community. Some people need help.
but I want to go back. It's hard to address that when they're going through the episode. You got to
Right.
catch them when they're balanced. I never had the opportunity to address the sister when she was balanced because I never seen her. I never saw her again. After that, our family came and got her, and she was taken off campus. Now the brother, I will bump into him every now and then. I will see going through it, and you know,
Because
and
I can't, I'm with Illuminato. Sometimes I don't know if I want to be around because I don't know if this is the day you want to snap and really go the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to get
And
some
I'm not
help.
trying to really.
but there's
be
a
that-
certain type of crazy.
I'm not-
Those that are intellectually crazy, you ain't got to worry about. Those aren't the ones that you got to really worry about. I'm just
I don't know
saying.
about
I'm
that.
from my experience.
Some of really these intellectual motherfuckers, we done went and shot up
Look,
some motherfuckers.
I know a guy, man. Look, we used to call it Beatnik, right? We used to call it Beatnik, right?
Beatnik, okay.
He was a lot older than me. Of course he was. But I mean, he could pronounce. He got these long ass words. He could tell you the meaning of them. But look,
Smart as a motherfucker.
Mark.
smart. Graduated from Tulane University. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that, look, his mental illness was that, like, you so fucking smart,
Mm-hmm.
you can't even hold a motherfucking job. You crazy. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I
saying?
know people like that.
You see what I'm saying? And you can't just sit here and say that, damn man, like ain't but so long I could be in that conversation, because you're gonna go to talking about what you want to talk about. You're gonna be using words this motherfucking long, you know what I mean? That damn long, you know what I'm saying? The only person who know the meaning of them is you. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? Not that I don't like it, but I ain't got time to be listening to that. You know what I'm saying? Because you taking me out of my zone, putting me in your zone, and I'm like walking away like, damn, that nigga was saying some shit. But damn, what the fuck I need to hear? You know what I'm saying?
And that's why we have to address these
That's
people.
mental
that
illness.
know-
But now that's where one of the roles that I serve. See, because it's the issue. We have to be able to identify if
We
we're going to
could.
talk about when we talk about health when we talk about mental health, sometimes people need to be listened to until they can be talked down, so that then we can go and do, because this is what. Wait, hold on, time out. Can I finish?
I know this nigga didn't.
Can I finish?
Can I finish that mother dope? He ain't got nothing.
Can I finish?
All right, go ahead.
Because I'm gonna bring it back to you.
All right.
Because Elder Lumala basically gave us some questions that we need to ask people after they come off of these things,
Right.
that I think that we need to really address, because the issue is, especially as black men, we got nobody to listen to us, because you just got to get over the shit. I don't give a damn if your mama died. I don't give a damn if your children died. I don't give a damn if your house burnt down. None of this shit. There's nowhere where you can really express yourself where you can do that. And as black people, as a group, there's nobody really give a fuck about us. You know what I'm saying? And the major piece for us is how much or what we could do for other people. And what we need to be able to do for some of our brothers and sisters that may be Ellen is give them a couple of moments of our time in the total scheme of things. Because like I said, now I have to be honest. One brother came and he was having a breakdown. I don't know how they be finding me, but they find me. Because I'm crazy. I try, right?
Mentally ill.
You know what I'm saying? But he started talking so much, and y'all know how brother Hatim like to talk. This nigga out-talked me, wore me out. I took him he followed me to my house. At that time, it was my girlfriend's house. We went into my girlfriend's house, and I don't know if y'all remember. Some of y'all might not be old enough to remember. There was that white peanut butter that used to come from the government. All right, they have government peanut butter, like the government cheese. They have government peanut butter. My grandmother sent me some of that shit down, and this nigga was talking so much. I said, I got to get him. This motherfucker. He went from time travel to quantum physics.
So what was your solution then?
My solution was very simple. I said, are you hungry? He said, yes, I'm rather famished. I said, okay, cool. I ain't got nothing here, but I'll make us some peanut butter sandwiches. I made this motherfucker a thick peanut butter sandwich. You know what I'm saying? And
so why you make it so thick?
Because peanut butter kind of slows you down from talking.
Yeah.
And that shit slowed him down for, right. It slowed him down for about 35 seconds. And I had to come up with another excuse. I said, listen, I got to go to my sister's house. So I was on campus.
Peanut butter
didn't do shit. I had to find another. I gave him 2-3 hours. He taking up my whole day. This motherfucker talking. I'm like, yo, is there something I could do? Is there someplace I could take you? No, I'm cool. I'm like, no, you're not cool right now. You need to, go and get this out. So I decided that I had to leave the house, and I had to walk from the north side all the way to the east side so that I could get away from this thing.
Your ass crazy.
No, but now, some of the things down. Let me give y'all some stuff that helps me, because I have the craziness in me. Walking, meditating, setting up rituals that I do on a regular basis. Like people be tripping about the daily toast. The daily toast keeps me sane, because it's something I have to ground myself for every day to get ready to do. So when you see me doing consistent things, I'm doing consistent things so that I do not end up in that realm. Because if I end up in that realm, I'm scared I won't come back. I'm just letting y'all know.
How does trauma and grief how do we process trauma and grief? You know what I'm saying? So that we won't be, because you're right. There are a lot of us, have a problem with processing grief
trauma and grief.
Trauma, right? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I mean, and we dismiss it. Let me give you an example. This is not a shot. But you said, I don't think that man's mama dying had anything. Now, this is the issue. As far as now, especially us being men, you're not allowed to show any emotion. I'm not allowed to show fear. I mean, Naveen, listen to me.
I can't say. Look, let me say something It's very, very true. I can't say that his mother didn't or she did. But what I do know is that, even after she died, he was still able to hold the house. I ain't never known him to work because he's always selling this and selling that, dope and stuff like that, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? But police knew him by his first name,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So all I am saying is that, that did not cause him to go from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other end.
But that's the issue. We don't understand how these little small traumas that we go through affect our lives. We sit up here and we estimate.
Well, I'm not gonna give it that. I'm not gonna say because of such and such. This is why he turned out like this. I'm not gonna give it.
But what
that.
I'm saying is, you saying that it didn't because you didn't notice it right away.
Because sometimes it may manifest itself later.
See, because if I'm dealing with trauma for example, let me give you an example. But what else? As men, what the fuck else are we supposed to do? I'm supposed to be tough. I'm supposed to be able to handle anything, dog.
I didn't say he was all of that. You see what I'm saying? I used to sit. Look, he was older than me, so I used to sit in his circles. You see what I'm saying? I used to sit in his circles, and he used to, talk about this and talk about that, but he never talked over me. You know what I'm saying? He always talked where I was able to understand it at. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But at
the bottom line is this.
The bottom line, that motherfucker was crazy, and he did the day.
See, and that's what we label them as crazy, and we don't.
Been coming out of goddamn bag.
Yeah,
he ain't never been no damn military.
That's the point I'm saying. How are we supposed to get past this in our community and work with these individuals?
We just right now. I thought we were just talking about
experiences
and being mentally ill. I didn't know. See,
I'm mentally ill.
Look, wait. I'm not gonna get into the. I don't have the kind of credentials to almost get into why, and helping that person to heal.
But you did. But in the same token, but in the same token, you're dismissing things that may have influenced that. Because we
just identify mental illness. I'm not trying to give no reason why the dude is like that.
But you're discounting reasons that he may be like that.
Well,
so in one token,
if you present that shit in front of me, I'm
see,
saying.
But the point is, if they present it in front of you, right, and we talk about all this unity shit, right? We got a whole bunch of people in our community that's trying to make sense of the world that we living in. That was never designed for us to succeed. And I done did everything that I was supposed to do. Or during your time, I done did everything I was supposed to do, and there is absolutely no opportunity for me. Where the fuck else am I supposed to go but crazy?
Well, where am
I supposed to go? See, now this is why because people trip on me because I don't smoke during the Daily Toast and shit, but I have to medicate myself on a consistent basis, and I have found shit that is legal to medicate myself because of all the shit that I have been through. And I'm not the only one. I have young people around me right now that are snapping and shit like that, and people don't give them the time of day, and we just throw it off as crazy.
So in schools, do we?
What do you do in school?
Do we
They drug them.
Okay.
They drug them.
Now this is what they do. They drug them. But that's why I'm saying we have to offer other solutions. Then, that's why it's important for us to have those conversations as a group, as a tribe, so that our, whether if you're a parent, and if some people do need medication, but some people do not. And so it's why, we are not the professionals here to see who does and who doesn't.
But even the professionals in our community, one of the first things they go to is drugging us.
That's why I always say you gotta pick somebody who.
That's why you and me and all of us, we have to equip ourselves so that we could kind of help people kind of process some of the shit that they're going through.
Right. I mean, I think we can help them process some of that shit because we go through it. As a, we know what they're going through. But it's one thing is different though. I think there's different types. Like I said, there's different degrees of mental illness. If you in this, like I was at the payphone one time. This is when I lived in Los Angeles.
This is a long time ago. She said payphone.
Yeah, I was at a payphone.
Kids, a payphone was a place where you used to have to drop quarters and dimes and nickels.
Close it up. While I was at the payphone, and the chick came up, and she was like, "Yeah, girl, I just saved 100 people," and I was like, "Did you?" And she was like, "Yeah, right there. You see that fire right there? Girl, I just saved everybody in that fire." And I'm looking up La Brea, and I don't see no fucking fire, bitch. What is you talking about? And then before you know it, the conversation goes on, and now she's kind of getting violent. And now she's making me feel like she's going to want to try to hit me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So now she want to jump on because she crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She got some mental issues going on that has not been addressed. Now, I ain't know this woman, from a can of paint. So now I'm like, you know what? I got to get off the phone because I think I'm about to have to fucking fight this bitch.
Right.
On La Brea.
Look, that's all we talking about. Look.
That's why I say I don't really necessarily want to be around some of them people sometimes who are not addressing their mental illness because now she's got me in a compromising position that I'm going to have to fucking defend myself. And crazy people strong as fuck.
Just like they had a person came in the Kroger's a couple of months ago, right? Now, her and her old man was arguing at the door. In some kind of way, she made herself, how the grocery store on Allen Creek is, right? Mm-hmm. So you got the cash registers up here, but you can walk down that aisle to get to wherever you need to get at, right? She's screaming and hollering like, "You motherfuckers, y'all got..." What you call that?
I'm going to say this.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't know if that's...
I'm going to say this.
That's a part of mental illness because you could have handled that shit with your boyfriend when y'all was arguing.
See, but this the issue.
No. We can't, look. We can't excuse, mental illness.
It's not about.
I think sometimes you're confusing mental illness with people being mean.
It's not about excusing it because let me give you
necessarily a personality disorder.
Let me give you a diagnosis of mental illness.
Mental illness have everything to do with personality disorder.
Let me give you
right, but
hold on.
There's degrees of it. Some people need medication and some people don't.
Right.
Let me give you a mental illness.
Get out of here with your mental ill ass.
I'm very mental ill.
I know.
Let me give you an example of mental illness that at one point in time was talking about.
People gotta be hospitalized.
Drapetomania.
Man. What?
Drapetomania.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Drapetomania was a mental illness that was diagnosed on individuals who wanted to be free. Black people who felt that under any circumstances that they will run for freedom. That's a goddamn mental illness. Now, that was okay. All right, cool. That's a legitimate.
If you want to be free, you call that mental illness?
Yeah, that's some dumbass shit.
See, okay. Now,
I'm asking
first off, I'm telling you, the medical profession that we are using to diagnose what we're talking about as mental illness also diagnosed drapetomania, or black people who were in enslaved positions that wanted to be free.
But I don't
they called it a mental illness.
You know what? You are being diversive as a motherfucker.
I'm not being diverse.
Because we're not talking about a motherfucker who want to get their freedom. Goddamn, motherfucker. We know that's wrong, nigga. That ain't no mental illness, nigga. Just because they said it
First off,
one thing
this is the issue. This is what happens with mentally ill people.
But a motherfucker say they see people coming out the goddamn bag, nigga.
People coming out the bag. That's a little bit. Now, but hold on. So, now, we laugh at that.
No.
But hold on, time out. You go to a Yoruba ceremony, and a motherfucker will come up with a spirit of Shango or Ogun and eat motherfucking glass, and hold on, and be able to lift up 5 people, and be able to be cut by steel, but we don't call that mental illness. Hold on, time out. See, this is the shit that we're talking about. Now, when I'm looking at somebody, I'm looking at the connections to what we're coming from. What is manifesting in this individual? But hey, You know, like I said, but I'm mentally ill. Hold on.
Let me listen.
Because I want to be free.
First of all, we can look at a Yoruba ceremony, and I'm gonna tell you, I don't give a fuck if they African or not, motherfucker. You eating glass, and something wrong with you. Period. I don't give a fuck. What the fuck you want to do that for? To taste good?
But you want to take, but you know, look. In certain ceremonies, I do understand that, you know, you have received the power that you could do that and nothing happened to you. You see what I'm saying?
Because these people have a cultural connection, right?
Okay, got you.
But you ain't got one.
Got you.
Neither this dude seen the people coming out the bag. I'm gonna say this about the person the people coming out the bag, right? Now you go to certain. I'm gonna stop. Maybe I'm crazy, or maybe y'all don't understand me, but it's cool.
Look.
Like I said, I medicate myself.
Sometimes we don't.
We understand what you're saying.
No, you don't.
Yes, we
I
do.
understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna tell you this: when you fucking come around and you want to tell me, look, and I know, like you said, the same system that we're using to clarify mental illness is the same people that said black people are mentally ill for trying to be free. However, we have to have the wherewithal to know what makes sense when they're saying and what don't.
How do you make sense when you ain't plugged into your culture?
Motherfucker, you think it makes sense? So you tell me.
Right.
It don't make sense for a motherfucker to want to be free?
Now,
you just talking because you got
First off, you twisted what I'm saying because first off, you want to be right, and I understand.
No,
I was giving you an example of a diagnosis that was put on people that, in a sense, come from the same system that we're using to classify people as crazy. But now, first off,
what is valid and what's not valid.
Okay, so how do you know that if you have not been initiated into the system?
That wanting to be free is not a form of mental illness. If you don't know that, then you are mentally fucking ill.
Okay. You ain't even understand what I'm saying. So
I do understand what you're saying. You don't understand.
No, you don't. You don't understand. Because obviously, if you twisted it in the way that you twisted, you have no understanding of what I'm saying.
Let me ask you a question.
We gotta get ready to go. Time is up.
It's time up. You're right.
Let me ask you a question. If you wake up, if you go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning and you mad with every motherfucking body, what the fuck is that shit all about? Ain't nobody told you nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing to you this morning or last night, and you wake up mad. That's a form of mental illness. You need to correct that shit. You know?
Yeah.
You need to talk to yourself.
Regardless of how.
Before you talk to anybody else, you need to be talking to yourself.
And saying, you know what, listen, I need to get my shit together.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, y'all, it's been a good one. It's been a long one. I am tired. The school is kicking my ass right now. Whew. Well, thanks for joining us on Blood Talk. We'll check y'all out next week.
Next week, we're going to try to have some answers for some of the... We're going to try to talk about some of the answers.
Maybe we can get somebody on who's in the field that still has some...
Yeah.
Because some people in the field still have Afrocentric perspectives in the field. And so we can see if we can find somebody who can be a professional and approach it from an Afrocentric point of view. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. And we are out of here. God, I don't know what the hell is going on.
You know what I want to ask you, man?
What's up?
Wait till we get out of this stuff here.
What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.